The New York Knicks beat the Brooklyn Nets 105-93. The score at the end makes it seem like this was a blowout. It was really not. It was an extreme dogfight for 3 quarters. I believe the Knicks were up by 3 going into the fourth quarter. But as that fourth quarter started, the first possession was a Nets three-pointer. And then from then on, Donte DiVincenzo went off. Deuce McBride went off. I think DiVincenzo had more than 10 points in that fourth quarter. It was really that unit that started the fourth of DiVincenzo, McBride, Hart that carried the way for the New York Knicks. You look at the overall stats from the game today, 59 rebounds. Love that. They out-rebounded the Brooklyn Nets by 13, shot 37.5% from deep and 43.3% from the field. But the reason that the Knicks were able to take off in the fourth quarter in the way that they were was because of their fourth quarter defense. There was a 7-minute stretch of actual game time where the Nets did not make a field goal. And at halftime, the Brooklyn Nets were shooting 50% from 3. They end up shooting 35% from 3 to close that fourth quarter. The Knicks, they turned it up defensively, and I think that shows in the stats that you see on screen. They end up holding the Brooklyn Nets to 44% from 3. In the fourth quarter alone, the New York Knicks held the Brooklyn Nets to just 16 points. They outscored them 25-16, and that's with a couple of garbage time buckets from Brooklyn. What's crazy is the Knicks allowed 30 points in the first quarter. They allowed 36 in the second half. So you got 30 points in the fourth quarter, 20 in the third, 16 in the fourth. 36 points allowed in the second half for the Knicks. They turned it up. I don't like that they had to flip the switch. I thought they came out a little lackadaisical. I get it. Just come back from a long West Coast trip. First game back. Well, matinee game on a Saturday. But, man, when it came push to shove, those guys really turned it up. When the Knicks win, I like to do who gets the game ball. And today there's 2 game balls. And I always cheat because there's only 1 game ball, but I'm giving 2. One of them goes to Donte DiVincenzo. He's been in a little bit of funk. Hasn't been able to, I would say, shoot the 3 ball as well as he would like, and I think you would agree with that. Only shot 4-13 today, but it was the way that he put the ball on the deck and attacked the rim with no fear, with a relentless style of game. He got downhill. He put pressure on the front of the rim. He's got such a good pump fake, rip through, put it on the deck one step. He can beat that guy off the bounce, it seems like, anytime he wants, because defenses know when Donte DiVincenzo catches it from 3, he's looking to hoist a 3, so they're closing out extremely fast. That pump fake, put it on the deck. There was like a 2-possession point in the game in the fourth where he had a crazy layup on one side, then a left-hand scoop. Like, he was putting pressure on the rim. Even though the 3-point shot wasn't falling, he still found a way to affect the game in a positive way, and that's all you can ask out of a player. 31 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Even though he shot 4-13 from 3, he ends up going 12-24 from the game. 11 2-point shots for DiVincenzo tonight. I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but I would not be surprised if that was a season high for the kid. Second game ball, Miles McBride. Dude played all 48 minutes. I mean, like, did anyone actually think he was this good? And it's not to be disrespectful. I'm an idiot. I should have seen it. I mean, the way that he is playing basketball right now is special, man. He's been the best player on this Knicks team for multiple games this season. 6 threes tonight for Deuce is crazy. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn last year shooting 30% from 3. But you know what that is? That's work. That's relentless hours in the gym. That is 1,000 shots a day in the summer. All grit, all grind, all the time. Nobody empties the tank more than Miles McBride. If you're proud of the way he's hooping, hit that thumbs up icon and drop a 2 in the chat. I think Josh Hart at halftime had like 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. I was up during the live stream saying, Josh Hart, bro, we need you. We need you to be more aggressive. We need you to lock in. He said, I got you. Second half, he turned it into gear. 13 rebounds, 5 assists. A handful of those were offensive rebounds as well. Josh Hart, of his 13 rebounds, 3 of them were offensive, keeping extra possessions going for the Knicks. 5 assists. Hart was great. If I could cheat and do 3 game balls, the third one would go to Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein he's been playing his butt off, man. Still on a little bit of a minute restriction. Only played 26 minutes tonight. I just hope that he can get that Achilles fully healthy. Because when he was playing 35 minutes, 40 minutes in a game, you felt his impact. You saw his impact. And I honestly think he was a top 10 center in the league. The push shot he has now, that was my right hand. He's a lefty. That push shot he has around the rim is electric. Defense on the perimeter. The 2-man game with him and Brunson has been great. Hats off to Hart, man. Dude is just a dog. Dog. Love it. Got a lot of dogs on this team. Hungry dogs run faster. Knicks need to continue to be hungry. We'll break more down about this game. We'll talk about Brunson. We'll talk about everything else. But first, make sure you are hooked up with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. It's daily fantasy sports made easy. It's the #1 daily fantasy sports app in North America. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. And if you use the promo code CLNS, we'll match your first deposit up to $100. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply choose more or less on their projected stat line. Now is the time to play as the NCAA tournament is here for the men and the women. What I love is the awesome deals that they always have. They had a deal on Saturday where you could have Caitlin Clark at just half a point. So make sure you're checking the app. Make sure you're taking a look at it and take advantage of the deals that they have for new and returning users. March Madness is here. There's no better time to play Prize Picks. Makes the games a lot more fun. Check them out. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS. Pick more. Pick less. Play Prize Picks. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's video. The New York Knicks find a way to beat the Brooklyn Nets without OG, without Mitch, without Randall, and Jalen Brunson having one of his worst games of the season offensively. I'm actually going to look it up just to see if I'm 100% right here. Jalen Brunson does not shoot this way often. The guy shot less than 30%, and the Knicks won by double digits without 3 starters. I'm just going to go to his game logs right here for Jalen Brunson. Game log 2023. The number of games that he has shot less than 30% is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games this year. 8 games this year. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it often. One thing I will say that I liked about Brunson was shot wasn't falling, still found a way to get the ball to his teammates in good spots. 8 assists for Jalen Brunson. 1 turnover. An 8-to-1 turnover to assist ratio out of a point guard is always going to do always great. It's always going to help you win games. And that was a major part, I thought, in the Knicks doing that. That 2-man game between Brunson and Hart, that pocket pass, almost James Harden-esque to Clint Capella back on the Rockets, has been really, really good. Precious Achiuwa, I don't think he played in the second half. He played 7 minutes tonight. I don't think Achiuwa played in the second half. I don't know if Achiuwa has fallen out of the rotation. Only 7 minutes for him today. Jericho Sims had 18. Alec Burks. He played 15 minutes, got a couple of minutes there in the second half. The Detroit boys just can't get that Detroit stank off him. Bogey didn't play in the second half. He was benched. He was benched in the second half, and he deserved it. And I know that's rude to say, but he was terrible. He did make 1 3, but he turned the ball over. He repeatedly got cooked on defense. And I think it's getting to a point where I don't know how much longer you can play him. At some point, you got to think like, right, he gets his offense back on track. He starts to make threes again. But I don't know. I don't know. He's always been able to make threes. Came to the Knicks, and somehow he can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's not just that he's missing threes. He's turning the ball over. He is a terrible defender. The only positive that has come out of the trade for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks is more minutes for Deuce. That's it. Jericho gave you some good minutes. He's never going to wow you. He was a +5, so I'll rock with that. Achiuwa was a -9. Achiuwa was a -9. Sims +5, 7 boards. Had a couple of offensive, I believe, as well. Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds for Jericho. He played pretty well. The Knicks did a good job defensively. I mean, we talked about how they didn't allow many points in that second half. Mikal Bridges had to, I feel like, battle for every single shot. Yeah, at 18 points, he had 50% from the field and 44% from three. But overall, I thought they did a good job on him. Take away the 70-foot buzzer beater that he had to close the half, and he shoots less than 50% and almost 30%. Three of 8. What's that? 40-some percent, something like that. Yeah, 37, 38. We're no math majors. We talk hoops. I thought they did a good job. Cam Thomas, one of the most electric scorers and creative scorers in this league. I thought Deuce McBride made it tough on him. 1 of 5 from 3, 42.9% from the deck. Also, I thought they did a good, really job on Dennis Schroeder. Overall, the Knicks did a really good job on defense. I know I've said that a couple of times. They moved their feet. I thought they played well. I thought their defensive rotations were good. I didn't like the double teaming at the start of the game because it wasn't like a aggressive double team. It's kind of the same thing they did against the Nuggets. Like, we're walking slowly to double Jokic when it's like, Jokic wants to make that pass. I have enough confidence in the Knicks defenders in one-on-one situations as well as their help side defense and their defensive rotations to where they're not going to let some guy go for 50. But you will see sometimes the Knicks allow open shots to people off of double teams too much. But held team to 93, I ain't going to complain too much. Knicks going to win down 3 starters and Jalen Brunson having one of his worst games of the season. Game balls. McBride, DiVincenzo. I'll give Hartenstein a game ball as well if I'm allowed to give out 3. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up icon. We're going to be back on Monday. I believe the Knicks play Monday versus Detroit. So don't go anywhere. Tune in.